Hello, my friends. I hope that that whatever I say here, that it will benefit you, and it will also not only benefit you, but you could probably share with someone else, and it might also benefit them. So, while I was in law enforcement, when we did defensive tactic trainings or firearms training or anything that is used the use of force training or shoot don't shoot scenario trainings, one of the things that we tell our officers is that or we ask a question and we make sure every single one of them answer this question, and that question is, who are you doing this for? And then they kind of like sit down like a deer in the light. They just kind of like stare blank like this. And then so as an instructor, we usually our job to say, no, what motivates me and what gets me. He goes, every time we get up, we put on our uniform. Every time we go out the door, if our significant other is there, or if our children are there, or our grandkids, what we usually do is we give them a hug. At least that's what I try to do in several occasions. And the reason why I did that is because it reminds me in my mind that I'm doing it for them. I'm not doing it for myself. So, and that's what we told our law enforcement, our police officers, when we give them this training. Who are you doing it for? This. If you're not doing this for yourself, remember, you have kids, you have grandkids, you have spouse. Do it for them, and when you do it for them, you're gonna always survive situations that you would have never ever survived those situations. And in my lifetime as a law enforcement, every time I got into some hard situation, maybe where I was a weapon was involved, anything that was involved, and maybe the suspect was getting the best of me, and I felt like I had no more energy. I felt like I wanted to quit, but then there's a thing in the back of my mind says, you know what? I'm doing this for my kids. I want my kids to see their dad again tonight or today or whenever. And then when I start to think like that, and I start to feel like that, I get this burst of energy, and then I usually win my encounters. So the question is, what motivates you? And this is what we use in law enforcement. What motivates you? And usually it's like my grandkids, my children's, my wife, my husband, my grandparents, whoever that is relying on us to feed them. So a lot of times officers were involved in a tough situation, maybe in a deadly force situation. And one of the things they said is, as trainers, they'll come back and say, well, what happened? What made you decide to keep fighting? What made you decide to stay in there and finish your job? And as they say, you told us to think of our loved ones. And that's what I'm going home to. And they say, that's correct. You did a good job. And now we try to put the pieces back together. So that's one way you motivate yourself. And that's one way I motivate myself, is I do it for my children. And who else is going to do it for my children? Who else is going to love the way I love my kids? The only person that can do it is their father here. And I also do it for my grandkids. So it's not all about Leroy anymore. I'm doing it for somebody else. So you can use that as a motivating factor for yourself. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for someone else, and it will mean a lot. And then, as usual, please subscribe and please make comments. Also, Ninja Nation said, I was watching his video, and he said this. He goes, He goes, I'm going to challenge you. If you're over 50 years of age, I challenge you for the next 10 days to make 10 videos. And that's what I did. I took that challenge upon myself. It wasn't easy, and believe me, I have a lot of excuses why I couldn't do it. So this is my 10th video, but I'm gonna be continue doing this because I enjoy doing this. So, being said that, see you later.